Hi, everyone. Welcome to the mentor orientation for summer 2022 for the Sustainability Mentorship Program. I am Katia Carranza, a coordinator with Together for Nature and also with Equity and Sustainability Consulting. And
Hi,
here with
everyone.
me, and here with me is
Nosheen Majid. I'm also a volunteer for Together for Nature, and now I guess I'm the director too.
yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, today we're going to be presenting the mentor orientation that we had planned for last week. All right, table of contents. So this is what we're pretty much going to be talking about, but everything is going to go in order. So first, we're going to introduce the program, individual introductions, but there are no individuals here. So we already introduced ourselves. The roadmap, the mentor expectation, the mentee expectations, the online mediums, the mentee permission slips, and tips for mentorship. Right.
And so to give you a little bit of background, I worked with Together for Nature to start this program. We were very interested in getting youth involved in local sustainability environmental efforts because we wanted to equip them with the skills and knowledge to prepare them for the green future that's coming. And because we saw there was a lack of youth being engaged to volunteer or to lead solutions. And Together for Nature, you should hopefully all know our mission by now. It's an organization that's focused on increasing equity in local environmental efforts and connecting underserved communities to nature in Lake County, Illinois. And Equity and Sustainability Consulting is my company that helps clients improve their interrelated social and environmental impacts. And next slide.
All right, so this is a little bit about the mentorship program. So students will be paired up with sustainability mentors to get a behind the scenes look into local environmental work and help create change at the local and state level. And the mentorship program will be provided to students with professional, educational, community, and networking opportunities and skills. And at the end of the experience, students are welcome to join Together for Nature for a deeper capacity as an official member and continue meaningful work as a volunteer. So this is something that I'm doing. I was a mentee last cycle, and now I'm continuing to do volunteering with Together for Nature because it was awesome.
So we're going to go into the roadmap that talks about what's going to occur throughout the program and expectations for mentors and mentee.
All right, here. So the mentor expectations. So mentors will attend the orientation session. It's okay if you guys didn't. We're recording it for everyone. You have to participate in at least 4 meetings with your mentee. Oh,
because it's the summer, it's 3.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it says 4 over there, but yeah, 3. All right, so you're gonna have to participate in at least 3 meetings with your mentee through Together for Nature Zoom sessions. And it's important to note that high school mentees only communicate with mentors via Together for Nature Zoom sessions. And
also Slack.
And Slack. Oh yeah, Slack channels. And also after completing each month, there's going to be a feedback form that both mentors and mentees have to sign, fill out and submit. High school mentees could never meet with a mentor alone. And so there's got to be one other adult. So if you're ever planning to meet with your mentee, there should be another adult in the meeting. Never put yourself into a situation that could be perceived as inappropriate. High school mentees can go to group volunteers opportunities with sign events, activities, but they need a permission slip before doing that. And And yeah, so, and maintaining a professional relationship with the mentee, be a role model and provide acceptance, encouragement, and moral support. Those are pretty much the main points.
Yeah, and the mentee expectations are pretty similar to the mentors, except they have to spend 2 additional hours aside of the mentoring, contributing, volunteering, and this could be through homework that you two decide on, or it could be through them attending a like planting work day, going to a community presentation. This is basically their additional volunteer time where they get experiential opportunities to learn more about sustainability and themselves, and to work on their goals that you two will work on. So like we mentioned, you will be communicating with the mentees via Zoom meetings and Slack channels that we organize. And it's all about just connecting the mentees to sustainability leaders in order to guide them. And this is going to be a professional experience for them. So we want everyone acting professional and completing their requirements for our program. And we are working with the mentees so they are dependable and punctual, especially with the high school mentees that do require a little more direction. The high school mentees do benefit from the mentor giving them more direct tasks than the college mentees. The college mentees are allowed more flexibility with figuring out what they want to do, but the high school mentees sometimes come in very lost because they're very new even to the concept of sustainability. So then the mentors are really tasked with guiding them and, you know, offering opportunities that they can volunteer at. And
Yeah. Okay, so the first meeting should be about, or college mentees are expected to reach out to the mentor and establish communication. So mentee will coordinate a date, time, and communication method for your first session. This is for college students. And for high school mentees are expected to attend Zoom mentorship sessions. Mentors and mentees will only communicate via Together for Nature Zoom sessions. We already talked about that. So Zoom and Slack, that's how high school mentees are going to communicate with their mentors. The mentee will prepare for the conversation by brainstorming questions that they would like to ask. And then college mentees and mentors sign mentorship agreement. High school mentees' parents have to sign the required form. And there's some relationship building questions here, which are pretty fun. I was looking over them, and yeah, there's just some questions that you can talk about first meeting to get to know your mentee. And if you guys don't have any questions or conversation starting questions, like there's some examples here. Should I go over the examples or?
no, you don't have to. I think you said like what they're generally used for, because hopefully the conversation occurs in a natural way.
Yeah. So like one of the questions you can ask is like, why did you become interested in an environment? That would be a good start, and like listen to their story about their journey of how their focus, their shift to the environment. And yeah, I guess another question that usually gets a lot of conversations going is like the whole superhero question. I usually ask my first graders, second graders those questions, and it really it's fun. So yeah.
So we are going to have some group activities available for the mentors and mentees, and anyone can send their opportunities. So there is third Saturdays invasive plant removal that you can connect your mentees with. And a lot of the activities there with like removing invasive species. And a reminder, high school mentees need a permission slip for this. So you can remind them on Slack. And there's also opportunities that you can send us. Like I know Monarchs, Milkweed, and more have a lot of plantings available. Also the Eden Restoration Project. Do you want to talk a little bit about that one?
Yeah, so I was actually paired up with Michael last cycle of like the whole mentorship program. And Michael is actually looking for local vendors. That's one thing that he was trying to get more contact with. And also he has a few locations where he is and like planning to like plant food forests for local people around there, and then they can go and eat, like grab fruits and vegetables. So he has a few locations where he's starting that up. And I'm not really sure when he's going to start working on it, but I'm definitely going to send him an email and ask him like the dates. And whenever I have time, I want to stop by and like help out, like help, plant like a food forest, which is really helpful for the local community. And Monday, the 16th, Monarch, Milkweed, and more, they're doing like this huge planting event. They're gonna be planting a bunch of plants in like the floral park in Northbrook, and it's at 10 a.m. So if anyone's interested, just get your form signed and show up.
Mhm. So this is a guiding structure for mentors and mentees. We presented a similar one to the mentees. And this structure is basically going to be used in the next 2 months as well. So we're going to show you this slide because there may be some differences for the next few months. But the first month, it's really important for the mentors and mentees to get to know each other and to share your interest in sustainability, and to get the mentee talking about their interests. And the sustainability mentor will obviously have more to talk about in terms of what they've done, what they're interested in, and that's going to be very helpful to share because the mentee may have some questions. And so, like I mentioned, it's important to get them talking, to get the mentees talking. Some may be more quiet than others. So just asking questions is always a good manner to keep the conversation going, especially with the youth, especially because some may not, get people asking them questions. And so being mentored is also a new experience for many of our mentees. And so this will also be an opportunity to kind of teach them how that occurs, and to get them thinking that it requires work. It's not just showing up to the meeting and having questions and not having thought about the last session. The mentee needs to do work after each session by themselves. So that's why there's the 2 hours that the mentees are required to do. And so the mentees, they have to work on 2 hours, like I mentioned, by the next meeting. So at the first meeting, you get to know each other, maybe set up some goals for the mentees to start learning more about themselves, about sustainability. And the college mentee has to set the date for the next conversation. And the high school students, it's going to be in our monthly Zoom, and everyone already filled out the doodle poll for the meeting. And it looks like it's going to be the 4th Monday when the mentorship will happen with the high schoolers.
All right. So going off of that, now this is the second month of the program, the mentorship program. And again, relationship building, choose a question you both like, and also progress towards your goals. So the second month, you're more focused on your goals. Ask your mentee how the events of first month went. So you guys are also going to be discussing the first month's event and looking to see like what were the highs and the lows and what you want to dig deeper into, which area you want to focus more on. Other opportunities for the second month, talk about your environmentalist journey. So again, like what made them choose, to focus on the environment and stuff. And then mentees, next step would be to set a date for the next conversation. This is only for college. And then again, high school mentees are going to attend the Zoom mentorship session. And then they have to make a plan how they will complete a potential activity that you guys discussed and attend a planning event meeting / presentation. And then also don't forget to take and turn in your evaluation forms.
Yes, that's very important. That's
So
going to
after-
happen every month.
Yeah. So there should be 3 evaluation forms by the end of the summer session.
Yes, and we really need those so we can improve the program. And the third month is basically the same as the other ones, except this is the last one. So it can focus more on like reflection, since there's not going to be a fourth month. And there is, the option of getting the mentee thinking about staying connected, because ultimately we don't want the mentees to stop being involved with sustainability and environmental activities at the end of this. We want this to be a feeder program to local sustainability, local environmental work. So there we have, the mentee can continue getting mentored, the mentor can continue getting continue being a mentor. And also we hope Together for Nature hopes to stay in contact with all the mentees and send them more activities for staying involved. But, with college mentees, it's easier to just invite them to future activities. But with high school mentees, it's about collaborating with us to keep them involved with you. And evaluation forms are super important, so please submit them. The mentors also need to submit them.
All right, these are some of the online mediums. For instance, we have a poll for high school mentorship meetings, the monthly Zoom mentoring for high school mentees. There's also a new app, Remind, which will remind you of all of your appointments or your meetings.
Via text. Yeah, we'll be texting you.
Yeah, so that will usually one text will you'll get in your inbox and your email, it'll go to your email, it'll go to your text, and it'll also go to your other apps. And then Slack, everyone's been using it. The mentors have a Slack channel, the mentees do too. And
yeah, that's where we're going to connect high school mentees to their high school mentors. And that's where you will communicate. No emails, no texts. This is where you communicate.
Mhm. And then, yeah, again, don't forget about the monthly feedback forms. And we also have occasional Together for Nature programming on Zoom, where there are other weekly or bi-weekly meetings that they can attend to.
Yes, and like we've mentioned, the high school mentees do have more limits and requirements than the college mentees because they are underage. So we do require all high school mentees to submit a consent form from their parents, and they need activities, events, permission slips if they're doing anything in person. And anything in person can only be group activities. And we also have the mentors fill out the background check. So that already happened for everyone. And the parents are welcome to anything. They are welcome to the Slack, the Zoom. We just want this to be an open program where the parents also feel involved. Yeah, now we're going into the tips. We talked about the requirements for the program, but we also want to share some tips because Being mentored is a new experience for a lot of our mentees, but also being a mentor is a new experience. And we do want our mentors to have some direction with this and to get some tips on how to do it in a manner that's constructive, professional, appropriate, and also in a supportive manner.
Should we go over these or? Okay, so like the first thing would be to navigate. A good mentor always navigates the mentee to a solution or a next step. They don't solve it for them. So just don't give them the answer, but sort of guide them towards the answer. Like if they have like a question or something, have them kind of think as well so that they don't just get the answer from something else, but instead like they're just navigating to get the solution, towards the solution or something. And understanding, like be willing to make time to give advice, but also realize that no two paths are the same, and the mentee's decision in education and career paths are ultimately up to them. So understand that if they're not really interested in like the whole environmental sustainability, just, I guess that's what that means, is that, you know, they might have a different view of it, but just understand that where they're coming from, and you know, over time with more knowledge and stuff like that, it's like it can change the way they think too. So if they're thinking something else right now, hopefully by the end of this session, it's like they'll understand like what sustainability is, what equity is, and stuff like that. Inspire, that's another important thing, is like the mentor should be inspiring and should inspire their mentees so that, you know, one day, like in the future, the mentee is following the footsteps of like the mentor because they were so inspired. And then be constructive. A mentor's job is to provide knowledge, inspiration, and feedback. So just keep providing the knowledge, inspiration, and give them feedback here and there. If they're doing something that you don't agree with or something, just be open about it and give feedback.
Yes, and although mentors are more experienced and have more knowledge, it's always important to listen because, like Noshin mentioned, they may not always agree with you. They may have different perspectives. And sustainability is right now being shaped. It's a new topic. Society's trying to figure it out. So the mentees, them being younger, them having to deal with all the mistakes of the past generations, are going to have maybe some new ideas. So it's important to listen to them and understand, yeah, that they may be different from you. It's all about being constructive, guiding them to figuring out what they need to. That's what the mentor is doing.
Mhm.
You're guiding them, you're providing them options for how they can learn. And then it's super important for you to share your experiences, because stories have a very strong impact. So we encourage you to share, positive or even negative experiences that you've had with sustainability, because oftentimes the mentees can learn from them, and stories often help with even remembering advice. And then follow through. We ask the high school, college mentees to follow through, but we also expect you to follow through, show up to the mentorship meetings and respond to messages, and make sure you're checking Slack. That's very important. I know that's a new application for some mentors and mentees, but that's a lot of organizations are using Slack. So it's about being on top of that. And we're always here if you ever need assistance. So please reach out. But we want mentees to have a good experience and to be inspired by the mentors.
And to continue with Together, continue staying in touch with Together for Nature, because I mean, there's great opportunities. Like the mentors can definitely like reach out to, like people that they know, like, and connect their mentees with them or something. So it's like, it's a great opportunity for your future academic career and stuff. Oh, Katya, do you have any questions?
Yeah, that's more for if it was in person. But I think we're done. This was it. Please reach out if you have any questions. We will share with you the mentor presentation, and the PowerPoint will have the link for you to join Slack, and we're going to create those mentor-mentee channels. We'll send you an invitation for the meeting with your mentee, which will be the 4th Monday in June. So it's a while from now. But if you send us, if you have any planting opportunities, group walks or whatnot, we can already start sending them to the mentees. We're going to have some plantings coming up, like Nosheen said, that we will be inviting our mentees to. But we are so grateful that you are here. We are very committed to connecting youth to your work, to local sustainability work. And we really hope this can be a productive and learning experience for both mentors and mentees. And again, we are both here, and Gloria, we are all here if you ever need anything, have questions.
Yes.
Great. Well, that concludes it. So I'm going to stop recording.